Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live and it's the post-match reaction of Arsenal's 1-1 draw against Brentford. Is it 2 points lost or 1 point gained? They took the lead. Minutes later, it was scrapped back. A scrappy goal. They'd be disappointed by that goal on many different aspects. Ramsdale, couple of defenders stand around watching. Yeah, overall a disappointing result when it could have been a hard fought out victory. Joined by Steve. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, you do, mate. Yeah, not good today. I didn't think. Far too lack of ideas. You know, too much passing. Not enough directness. Yeah, credit to Brentford. I mean, we know they're a really, really good side this season, and I think before the game, I was like, obviously, you big up your boys and you step, but in deep down, I was worried about this one. I had a bad feeling about it, and I thought we could have been easily 2-3 goals down in the first half. And you said at the beginning there, you're like, is it 2 points lost or 1 point gained? I think it's 1 point gained. You know, that's really how I feel at the minute. Because I don't think we deserve to win the match. So for me, it was 1 point gained. At the moment, we've moved another point in front of our rivals. So that's the overall. But it isn't. Look, after Everton performance, after today's performance, Arteta's got a little bit of work to do in the training ground before we, come up against Man City on Wednesday night, because today wasn't good enough. I think the problem is that I think teams that, not saying that Brentford haven't got the quality, but teams who just decide that they would come to the Emirates or they would be happy with the point are going to play like this against us all the time now. They're just going to sit. They're just going to try and hit us on the break. And Arsenal have got to try and break down 11 players. So we're going to have to get used to that. We'll probably have more chances, and we'll probably play a lot better against Man City than we have done against Everton and Brentford, because Man City won't just sit back and defend. But yeah, credit to Brentford. A point gained for me.
Yeah. It's disappointing. For me, it could have been a game where, look, if you're gonna win a title or you're gonna win anything, there's gonna be games where you don't have the best game, but you get that goal and you hold the lead. This was one of them games for me. It would have been a game where Brentford would have been gutted that they'd lost today, because they felt they should have got something out of it. But ultimately, this is the mark of a championship team, and that is what it is. We get the goal and we hold the lead. That's what we should have done. We didn't even hold it for long. And then in the end, we had the pressure of trying to hold the draw because Brentford were knocking down the door. So, yeah, it's a disappointing day. I'm sure there's some good things we can pick out of it, but ultimately, just not good enough, especially considering we've got Manchester City, and it'd be nice to go into that game on a high. All right, let's get on to the player ratings. If you are new to the show, come and join us in the chat. Have your say. If you are a regular, why are you so quiet? What's your thoughts on the game? Disappointed? Is it derailed Arsenal's fight for the title? Are you worried about Wednesday now after the three games where we haven't won? So yeah, come in and have your say. If you are new to the show, come and press that like and subscribe as well. Let's get on to the player ratings. First of all, Ramsdale in goal.
Yeah, I thought Ramsdale did okay up until when they scored. When he could have done a lot better. Sort of flapped it a little bit. Come came out when I don't think he should have came out. But up to then, he was okay. He wasn't really to blame for any of what was going on in front of him. His distribution was good as always. So even though he was at fault for the goal, I'm still going to give him a 6.
Rams 6 for Ramsdale. For the I just thought he was late. He was just he was late for it. And I thought that there were three defenders that were standing around watching. Ben was standing around. Gabriel was in no man's land, and I think Salih the other one. So yeah, they're all should be had a part to play. But yeah, overall probably a lack of communication all round. Gabriel.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a good game today. I thought the probably one of his worst games that I've seen him for a while, because he's been absolutely excellent. He just, they cause problems. Look, when Brentford came forward, when the ball was coming into the area, they was winning the balls in the air. They was getting in before others, and we just looked nervous at the back. And yeah, I think Gabriel made a couple of mistakes at times, and he was off it, like most of them was. And so I'm just going to give him a 5.
Yeah. 5 for Gabriel. Saliba.
Same, mate. Same. Thought he was really off it. Again, for the goal, he was the one that he was to blame, not to blame. Obviously he should have done better for the goal. He looked a bit, unbalanced at times. Again, his passing was off. And yeah, again, it was. You could say probably one of his worst days as well as an Arsenal player. So centre backs didn't have a good day today for me. So I'm going to give them a 5.
5. Ben White.
Yeah, I mean, the stream I was watching, I didn't realise. I mean, you said he was a little bit to blame for the goal there as well. I didn't actually spot that. But other than that, I thought he did right. I thought he was better than he was when he was against that he's been playing since for the last 2 games. I mean, we've singled him out recently because he hasn't been playing well. He hasn't been the Ben White that we've seen for the most of the season. But today, I thought he was a lot better. I thought he was coming forward a lot more. He needs to help Saka out a lot more than what he had done today. But that was a lot down to Brentford and Muambo, who was really sort of pinning in him and not allowing him to go forward. So for me, Ben White, I'm going to give Ben White a 6 today. I think he was probably the better of our defenders. So yeah, Ben White, I'll give a 6. Kieran seems to have disappeared for the moment, so I'll just carry on. As I say, if you're watching, don't forget, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and we'll go on and carry on with the match ratings until hopefully Kieran can get back to us. But yeah, next one we'll go on to Zinchenko. Look, I thought Zinchenko did all right early on, but Messi again, very very similar to the Everton game. Decent on the ball, okay on the ball, but when he at times just sloppy with the ball, sloppy with his passing. So yeah, again a bit of a mixed bag from Zinchenko today. So for me, just rushes things too much sometimes. He needs to slow down a bit. He just gets a bit. He's been a bit erratic for the last couple of games. So yeah, I'm giving Zinchenko a 5 as well. All right, mate. Good to have you back.
Yes, that battery. Technical difficulties, people. So White with a 5, Zinchenko with a 5.
White of a six. I give White.
White with a 6.
I thought he did. I thought he was better. I thought he was better today than he was in
No,
the last.
he was definitely much better today. He was,
wasn't
he was overlapping. He was getting the ball into the box. A couple of decent crosses. No, I don't think Ben White was bad today.
No, he weren't. No, he was okay.
The defense was definitely shaky. They were all over the place in the first half. Far too open, getting stretched all over the place. Thomas Partey.
Yeah, look, Thomas Partey. He needs. Do you know what Thomas Partey? Last few games. I just feel he's not. He's staying a little bit too deep for me. He's not coming forward enough. He seems to pass the ball a lot earlier. And then the balls are not reaching the forward players. And again, a little bit sloppy at times. Balls have been a little bit too safe recently. And again today, wouldn't say poor, but I would just say, he just didn't do what we needed him to do. So yeah, I'll give him a 5 as well.
You thought Thomas Partey was a 5, yeah?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought he was definitely the better of the midfield players. I thought he broke up play pretty well. I didn't think it was that bad.
Maybe I'm a bit harsh. Maybe I'm marking him down for the fact that I just thought I wanted to see a little bit more from him going forward. Sometimes when he got into the final little, third of the pitch, I wanted to see him do more, and he just seemed was a bit too safe. It was just like pings going back a bit, but the side of his game, I suppose, where he was breaking up play, that wasn't bad. So it's probably a high 5 stroke near to a 6, but he definitely was. I do agree. He was, the other two are not going to get good marks from me today. That's for sure. And he could have been probably was the best player.
Xhaka.
Yeah, again, I just thought he was poor today. I thought he was very quiet. Poor's the wrong word. He wasn't making, he wasn't the Granit Xhaka we've seen recently where he was getting forward. He wasn't. The second half he was better, but yeah, I just needed to see more for Granit today, and I'll give Granit a 5.
5 for Granit Xhaka. Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, he just didn't do enough for me. Just didn't do enough. He come alive a little bit in the second half where he started to, get forward more, ping the balls off quickly. Obviously, he played the ball through to Saka for the goal. That was a good bit of skill. But we need to see more from Martin Odegaard. He was always on like the periphery of the game all the time. When we didn't see him get in the box, shots, just not enough from him today. It's very difficult when you're watching it on the stream to actually see a proper game, but it's only on a small screen. But again, needed to see more. I'm going to give him a 6 because he gave us the assist, but so that was good, and his second half was better. But a 6 for Martin Odegaard isn't good because this guy's a 9 and 8 all the time. So we definitely need to see more from him, though.
Gabriel Martinelli.
Oh, mate, he was poor. He was really, really poor today. He was going backwards, passing the ball backwards. He didn't give us nothing up front. No lack of effort. No lack of effort from him. We can never say that about Gabriel Martinelli. But today he just offered nothing. And I'm surprised. There was a possibility they could have changed him at half time. I wouldn't have been surprised if they did. We spoke about, the Arsenal show about whether we were starting today. And I can't remember now. I mean, I know I said I would have, but he needs a rest. He needs a rest for me now. Just anonymous. So I can't say anything good about Martinelli today, but he'll come good again. He'll be back. Don't worry about that. But today he's got to get a 4. I really thought. I mean, I might be an arse, but I just didn't see him do anything apart from the effort. But the effort never came to anything, But it's a shame.
So what have you given Martinelli?
I was a 4, but
4.
I thought he was. I just didn't think he did anything, mate. I mean, is that harsh?
No, he was bloody rubbish today. He weren't in the game. He weren't in the game, and when he does, he was sloppy. He weren't good today at all. Yeah, you get effort from him, but that's bare minimum. We're talking about Premier League footballers. This is Martinelli. He's better than just effort. You get that, plus you get quality, and he's been missing that in the last few games. But today he was just not good, which it validates the reason why I said I think Trossard should have started today. And then we saw when he came on, he made quite a bit of a difference. And Trossard, in my eyes, from what I've seen of him, he's still not at the pace of where Arsenal are at. He's still making slight different decisions. It reminds me a little bit when Freddie Ljungberg come to Arsenal, where he was making runs that people weren't getting, and then he was passing it and then getting a goal, and then it was you could see something there, but it weren't quite happening. And then over the space of about 6 months, and he turned into the player that he was. But I think Trossard next season will be a serious player, but
I think you're right.
He's just slightly off of it. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, probably like first half, second half, probably our best player out of our, like the first 11 that started for me. But that's not a great thing to say, considering how sort of poor some of the others were. But he did look. I mean, he got the assist for the goal. When he did get the ball, he did look dangerous. His crossing was poor today. Did need to see more from him, like many of the others. But probably our most dangerous player, and when he got the ball, you kept wanting him to give him the ball because that's where something was going to happen from. That's how it felt all through the game, and eventually it's where the goal come from. So, it turned out to be that way. So, yeah, Bukayo Saka, as I say, he needed to do more. Wasn't a great game from him, but I'm going to give him a 6 today.
6 for Saka.
Yeah, I think him and Ben White on that right-hand side together did really quite well today. I mean, they can come away like saying, well, you were decent, but not really many of the others.
Yeah, we just need end product, innit? It's a tough game, but we're going to have tough games like this. Brentford are a tough team to beat. You just got to be a bit more disciplined and not concede when you've got taken that lead. It's just that's the frustrating bit. Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, Eddie Nketiah. First half, I thought he was nowhere. Just didn't do anything. Running into players and just was off it, totally off it in every part of what you could do, what a striker should be doing. It just wasn't happening for him in the first half. Second half, he was a lot better. He was working hard. He was closing down. He looks a little bit more, up for it. Causing problems. A few problems, ducking and diving and going around a couple of players. So that was good to see from him. But again, it wasn't great from Eddie today. He needs, again, like many of them today, he needed to do a lot more than what he did. So yeah, Eddie, I will give a 5 because he weren't as good as Saka. So there's definitely a low 5. There's definitely sometimes good things to say a low 5 or a low 6 and a high 6 because some like you get to that point where you think like someone's a 5, but you think then a low 5, but then you think like, well, yeah, Eddie was touching a 6, but he wasn't better than Saka, so you got to give him a 5. But then that makes him sound like he was playing like Saliba or Gabriel. I'm trying to like, because sometimes I feel a bit guilty, but
I think you just worry, Steve. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I hope you explain yourself. Sorry, Eddie.
Trossard. Let's start with Trossard.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. When he come on, mate, fantastic. Scored the goal. Looked dangerous, running at players. Looked quick. Turns. He was getting the ball, playing it forward. He looked up for it. For a substitute. I mean, it was an excellent goal. Great run. I mean, what was he on the pitch for? 5 minutes. Yeah. For a substitute appearance, he come on. It was the perfect substitute appearance. He was excellent. He was excellent. So he's getting a 7 today for his substitute appearance. Should have started, but we don't. In hindsight, that is, isn't it? We know we can't see in hindsight.
And Fabio Vieira.
5, mate. 5. He wasted free kick. That was awful free kick that he gave away right at the end. He just it was their last chance of the game, and he's just kicked it into Raya's hand. You're like, terrible. I mean,
we had a few times in the game where we could have tested Raya a lot better. It was a frustrating game. We are missing something different from not just Gabriel Jesus, but Emil Smith-Rowe, because Emil Smith-Rowe comes on in this game. He opens it up a little bit more. Gabriel Jesus' dribbling skills and footwork and unlock defenses on his single-handedly. So, we need something different and some players to get back in form.
Yeah, I think we know they're game changers, don't we? Trossard's a game changer. He's proved it. Gabriel Jesus is a game changer.
Yeah.
Emil Smith-Rowe is a game changer.
Yeah.
We know Fabier has got class, but I think we're going to see the best of him next season. He's not someone who you can bring on and think's going to change a game.
Yeah, not yet.
So if you've got 3 on your bench, you can change a game. You're laughing. But 2 of them are injured. And that's just one of those things. You get that through a season. But look, I mean, we got a point today. I mean, I when I was watching the game, kids, it was like it took me back to the Invincible times. I can remember sitting over Ireland watching the Invincibles, right, and watching Wimbledon and Derby come to the home when we're just going towards the end of the season, and Wimbledon drew with us, and Derby drew with us, I think it was, and we're like, my God, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? Is someone going to come and pull it? It wasn't happening. But in the end, they turned it around. And so sometimes it's really important that you don't lose and get a point. That point could be really important, at the end of the season, because we've always said you are going to get these games, home, away. They're going to. It's going to happen. I'm not. I know people are saying we lost 3 games. I'm not taking. The Man City game doesn't really come into that for me, because it doesn't. That was a cup game. That was at Man City. That was with 6 of our reserve players playing. People keep bringing up the Man City game. You can't. It's a relevant game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a game, and people talk about his Arsenal's. Just see a post that said Arsenal missing 3 is the Premier League title race wide open. One of them was a game. It just shows how much people are desperate to get a rise out of Arsenal fans by bringing the Man City game when talking about a Premier League being wide open. It was a cup game. Like relax.
But why
was already open.
When I have not seen any Arsenal fan that I know say we're going to go and win the title, not one. All I've seen is from other rival fans seem to be obsessed with Arsenal winning that title because it seems to me they're so scared, and I think they wake up in the morning like, oh God, football, Arsenal's title, they might win it. Where Arsenal fans are like, let's see what happens, let's see what goes, let's see what happens with 10 games of the season. We're still sitting right at the top. We've got games in hand. If we have a little slow period, let's get over them and see where we are. But and they're trying to wind you up, but not gonna. They're not gonna. Well, not me anyway, and I'm sure not you. So, yeah, pipe down.
And Mikel.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. I mean, the team on the pitch. He put the right team. It was an excellent. Made the substitutions. Obviously, the substitutions were good, but there was a lack of something today. Whether that's came from the manager or whether it's come from the players, I'm pretty 100% sure it hasn't come from the manager. I think a lot of today's comes from Brentford and the way they played. Brentford this season, they haven't lost in 19 games, and they look like a team who haven't lost in 19 games. They beat Man City. We drew against them. They beat Manchester United. We've drawn against them and beat them. So, they're a tough team. They beat Liverpool, beat Chelsea. This is an unbelievable Brentford team this season. Nick Arteta knew that. But today I'm going to give him... It was a great substitution. He's probably won us a point today, Mikel Arteta. And that point could be very important. So I'll give him 7. I don't know what else he could have done. I can't see. Sometimes you look at managers, you think, what more could he have done to make this better? And I don't really know. I can't see what he could have done.
All right. Any more thoughts on the game? Man City game coming. Do you think it's going to hamper a chance in that game? Do you think they're going to brush aside? They got to move. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it'd be a totally different game. I mean, when we played Everton and when we played Brentford, these are two teams that were just happy to get the point. Again, Everton were falling all over the place in the last 15 minutes. Everton were falling all over the place in the last 15 minutes. Man City won't be doing that. Man City, are not made like that. Man City are a side that will come and attack because they're a good side and they've got players on the pitch. So I think that'll help us. So I don't think the Man City game's got anything to do with what's gone before. If you look deeply enough into Everton and Brentford, you can see why. Obviously, we're going to have to be a lot better. I would say make a couple of changes, or maybe at least one change, possibly 2, and then look, let's go again. But it's a big game against Man City, really big game, and let's go and win it, because that's a 6-pointer, that one. That is a 6-pointer, and if we beat them, then these 2 games will be forgotten. And one of those two, Arsenal and Man City, is one of the wins probably that's going to the favourites to win the title. Although there's a long way to go.
Jerome said it last. It will be very much like Arsenal to drop points against Brentford and Everton and then beat Man City. As he said it's a failed game. So bring on Wednesday. This is the game we've been waiting for. Not a game we want to hide away from. Got to take 3 points, Man City, or stop them from winning at least. But 3 would be a big, massive 3 points in the road to win a title. We've got to get back into some form. We've got to pick up. I think we've got to pick up the pace from the start of the game as well. We're not as fast out the box. Which is what has been our blueprint for the last 2 seasons. But again, it's just a dip in form. It's just the first happened this season, and now we need to get back. Game.
But it happens, mate, doesn't it? These games happen.
Yeah, for me, it's 2 points. It is drop 2 points. I know Brentford probably were the better team, but it's not about being a team that wins. It's about 3 points, and that's now. And yeah, once we took that lead, we held lead a lot longer, made it frustrating for them, and we just made it too easy to the point where they were going for the win in the end. So disappointing day, but we pick up our socks and we go into Wednesday's game against the City. Make sure you check us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock for the Arsenal show. We'll be going over this game and be talking about loan signings from Flanagan, Charlie Patino, Tavares, Austin Trusty as well. He's hit some really good form Birmingham. The Birmingham fans are loving him at the moment. So yeah, we're going to talk about those players and we're going to be doing with them coming into the season, next season. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Manchester City game as well. Don't forget to get to just straight after the game on Wednesday. It'll be around 10 o'clock probably. Big game. Thank you for joining us today, Stacey.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure.
All right. If you are new to the show, press that like and subscribe button. If you are a regular, press that share button. Just hit the comment button. That's all you need to do. Pre-support there. Peace out, people. Stay safe. Wash your hands.